Boom! Welcome back, Cryptonauts, to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I am your host, Jake Jabarelli, with my co-host, the founder of this, Blockchain John. How you doing, Blockchain John?
Oh, good, man. When you said boom, I swear you were going to say boom shakalaka. I was like, okay, all right, mixing it up, man. Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
I
Yeah.
different
Weekend
strokes for
has been
different
busy.
folks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? Yeah, exactly. Weekend has been busy, nonstop. Even now, after the podcast, I'm hitting the road again, man. Just decided to come home right now, just do the podcast, just to make sure we can get some content out to everyone that needs it. Because you got to get that daily fix. Or not the daily fix, I guess the bi-weekly fix, right?
You probably
That's what
need a
that's
you
what
need
we do.
a setup in your and you need to get a different van. I know you've had your car for a long time. You need a different car. It's like a like
With
a
a,
a,
a
a
podcast setup.
Ford. Yeah, no, a Ford.
Yeah.
What's it? Transit. Ford Transit van. So you could have like a bed in the back, and that way you can have a place to stay when you're on the road, and you have your laptop and your little recording studio in the back of the van. I was thinking about doing this myself, so maybe I'm just
No,
projecting.
no, no joke, no joke. I did one podcast with like the whole Ravencoin group, right? In my car, like the reason I did that was because inside the house it was so loud. We had a bunch of family visiting, right?
All right.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to podcast in the house when I have Tron on the podcast and a bunch of developers that are working on P2SH, and they're all talking about their own little project that they have going on, their side project that they're also doing and building on Ravencoin. So I'm like, I cannot do this podcast inside of my house with all this screaming, yelling, banging, going around. So I said, okay, I'm taking my whole equipment. I set it up in my car, and we made it work, man. More or less. I did come to find out that there are limitations on the Anchor because this was when I migrated from Anchor to Discord,
Mm-hmm.
because we had so many speakers on that particular episode
Yep.
that there was a limitation of six speakers in
Oops.
total at any given time on Anchor. It's a limit, but
Mm-hmm.
I think with Discord, I think it's up to 40, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Anyway, so I went camping, I went barbecuing, enjoyed the lake for a bit, and now I'm back home refreshed. Well, trying to get refreshed. Maybe take a nap and then go to another barbecue here after this. What about you,
Cool.
man?
Well, I'm really doing a whole lot of stuff. I know I've been trying to figure. I'm so grateful. I live at Roseville. I don't mind admitting this on the podcast. I live in Roseville, in California. Um, but Roseville brought back the fireworks display. I'm so excited. We moved out here in 2018, and they canceled it that year because it
Yeah.
was so much fire going on in California. They didn't want to add to the smoke. And of
It,
course, then the next summer it was also smoky, and the next summer it was smoky. So this is the first summer we haven't had a whole lot of smoke up here in Northern California, and so they're finally bringing back the uh, the fireworks display. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to go see that. We can kind of see it from our house, but there's a great place that just sits right up above where the fireworks are. So you can look straight out from your car and just watch the fireworks display. So excited about seeing that. Finally, that thing. I guess as a relative concept, where I grew up in Bakersfield. I don't mind admitting I grew up in Bakersfield. I'm a Central Valley guy, and anyways, we could sit on the front lawn of my parents' house and watch the fireworks. Just right there on the front lawn. Just go out, have your ice cream, your hot dogs, and everything. Just sit on the front lawn and watch the fireworks. I loved it. I so missed that.
nice.
So
Yeah,
looking
what's
forward
kind of
to it.
cool? Now that you said that, the news released like 20 different locations here in the Bay Area that are being organized by local communities of
Mm-hmm.
fireworks shows. I'm like, wow, that's actually kind of cool
Mm-hmm.
that finally the community has a budget to purchase fireworks and actually launch them. So
Yep.
I'm definitely going out to one of those tomorrow.
Yep.
It's
Looking
gonna be
forward to
cool
it.
to see
Yay.
to see that happen.
I
Even
mean,
though considering that the city itself, here in San Jose, the Bay Area, on Fourth of July, it wouldn't be surprised if it's tonight as well. There's gonna be
oh yeah.
thousands and
No, I
thousands of
mean,
fireworks being launched.
Great America has been doing it for years, every single night around this time. So
Oh, did you hear that that Great America? They're done, dude.
yeah.
They're
Well,
done.
I'm not
Like they
surprised.
sold they sold the property.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They never really did very well. So,
Really? Oh
well, I
man.
mean,
All right.
I grew up in central Southern California, pretty far away from the Bay, and we always went to Magic Mountain, not to Great America. Magic Mountain is way better. Come on, Disneyland, um, Universal Studios, Knott's Berry Farm, all in LA area, and not far, just north of LA, up in was it not Castilla, is it Ventura, Valencia. Valencia is where
Yeah.
Six Flags Magic Mountain is. Magic Mountain's far better. Just like I said, when I first went to Great America back in the 90s, I was like, what is this? There's like 6 rides. This place is pathetic. So I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm sure the people of the Bay Area are disappointed. I mean, just still got, SeaWorld up in Richmond. So, or not Richmond, Vallejo. But,
Well, go to SeaWorld, man. I want to go on some roller coasters.
I know, but SeaWorld has roller coasters. So,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Cool.
Well,
I haven't been
that
out
one
there.
does. The one that's up in Vallejo does. But, I guess what I'm saying is that, the Bay Area never really did the big stuff like LA did, and I don't know. I'm just used to what LA has delivered. Anyways, way off topic. I've been showing the audience here on the stream or on the podcast here pictures of our T-shirts, so everybody knows to check out a Stack Sats and Hodl shirt here. We also have the let's get back to the original here. Whoop, that's the wrong shop. Diamond Hands, currently in a bunch of different colors other than white, unfortunately, other than black. I know you guys want a black t-shirt. I'm still working on it. I apologize. Haven't made one yet. Been really busy lately. But yes, there will be a black Diamond Hands shirt soon. And I mean soon as in I will probably be working on it this week. So, coming soon, black Diamond Hands shirt. Sorry for the delays. There are actually other shirts in my queue that I've already been making, so be sure to check those out when you get a chance. Let's talk about the coin tree. If you guys want to donate and you don't just want to buy a t-shirt from us, we are perfectly happy to accept a whole bunch of different coins, and we're probably going to be adding even more like Cosmos in the near future. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Raven, BAT, Litecoin, Flux, Monero, USDC, that's Circle, GSD, SNX, which is synthetics, Cake, Celsius, Stellar. Oh, actually, we don't take Celsius. Sorry, no one takes Celsius. We're gonna take that off pretty soon.
Right.
Yeah, they're no longer a sponsor because they're not doing very well right now. Anyways, you can also check us out on Discord, which we're gonna show you in a moment here. Twitter, Twitch. Definitely check us out on Odyssey because there's no ads. YouTube does ads over our content. There's nothing we can do about that. But if you want to see ad-free content, check us out on Odyssey. So it's the same C3 Media on Odyssey. And for the crypto quote, we'll do the job of the day first, the quote of the day.
Whatever feels good to you.
All right, let's just go with the quote right now, and you can read the job in a moment here. So check us out on Discord. Like I said, we'll have our link is in the chat. You can totally come and check us out, and there's tons of stuff. As you can see, there's tons of stuff going on here in the Cryptocurrency Chat Discord channel. But the quote of the day is from Tyler Winklevoss, one of the Winklevoss twins, who also owns Gemini, the crypto company. We have elected to put our money and faith in a mathematical framework that is free of politics and human error. So, no politics, no human error, also no religion, although some people probably worship Bitcoin. But wait, Tyler's not wrong. So, what's the job of the day here? Blockchain
Job of the day. Once again, you guys can head over to the Discord channel and go to Crypto Careers. There's a bunch of new jobs being listed there on the daily. Literally, if you're trying to get yourself into crypto, Web3, Web5, whatever it is, here it is. So this is blockchain application developer, SDK, Node.js, TypeScript. And this one's written by Gibson. Welcome to Light Curve, Berlin's most dynamic blockchain studio in close cooperation with the Lisk Foundation based in Switzerland. We are developing a platform by developers for developers to fulfill our mission. To make blockchain technology accessible. We are hardworking and fun-loving, always on the search for the most outstanding colleagues to push the boundaries of blockchain technology together. We are looking for a blockchain application developer, SDK, Node.js, TypeScript, who can help the Lisk project achieve the very highest standard in code quality, performance, and security. You can find more information here at the product at list.com and the GitHub. All right, what are the responsibilities of this job? You will development of Node.js based blockchain applications and libraries, implementations of Lisk improvement proposals, or LIPs. I guess it would be LIPs, right? LIPs. Debugging, root cause analysis, bug fixing, unit integration testing, quality assurance. And yeah, that sounds like the average just developer working on any type of blockchain. Yeah, there you go.
So check out that
As long
job.
as
It's at the company called Lisk, Lisk, blockchain application developer. Let's get on to the news. Sliding over here to this week in crypto Twitter. You want to do this, John? You want me to do it?
Oh, go ahead.
Alrighty. I'll pull back up to the top here. This week in crypto Twitter, Bitcoin whales buy the dip. Not surprisingly, we may not be whales, but we know we buy the effing dip, as the song goes. Nick Carter defends an investment. What? Why does he need to invest? All right. Anyways, SBF, that's Sam Bankman-Fried, memed as Atlas. So, getting into it, Bitcoin has been struggling. If you haven't been paying attention, you live under a rock. That's okay. It's okay to live under rocks. Just, maybe you're not into crypto. For 3 weeks, to stay above 20 grand, that's in US dollars, we all know Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. And this week was no exception. The world's favorite cryptocurrency, I guess, as of this writing, was hovering just above 19,000 US dollars. Many Bitcoin maximalists didn't appear too concerned, just like Michael Saylor, and others have been buying the dip. MicroStrategy CEO and whale-sized Bitcoin hodler, Michael Saylor, who is actually he's currently the largest, isn't he? Announced another large Bitcoin purchase, although that didn't seem to impress pro-gold economist Peter Schiff. And I'm actually going to read this because it's important. MicroStrategy has purchased 480 Bitcoins for $10 million, an average price of $20,817 US dollars per Bitcoin as of 6/28/22. MicroStrategy holds 129,699 Bitcoins acquired for roughly $3.98 billion. An average price, I know I saw nothing like Michael Saylor, but that's just how I'm reading it. An average price of $30,664,000 per Bitcoin. And then Peter Schiff's response is, increasing your stake by less than 0.004% seems like an attempt to influence the market by demonstrating your conviction to other investors. But if you're so sure a Bitcoin is cheap, why not spend $100 million? You must think there's still a lot of downside left in this move. Ha 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 ha. He's probably flipping him off while he's writing it. Anyways, El Salvador authoritarian president Nayib Bukele also bought more Bitcoin, which should be no surprise to regular column readers and those who listen to this show. El Salvador bought 80. Only 80? 80 Bitcoin at $19,000 a piece. Bitcoin is the future. Just so you guys know, it doesn't say it in here, Nayib Bukele's previous purchases in the past have lost his country 60 million US dollars, but we already know he's trying to move away from US dollars. That's why he brought Bitcoin into the fold. So he's...
But why is he buying it? Why is he only buying small batches of it?
Maybe...
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know why. You should be buying a lot more at this point. I mean, come on. He's only raping... I mean, destroying his company, his country with, taking all their money. I don't know. I don't understand the methodologies of a dictator. Anyway, Saylor and Bukele, in a bit of a twist, weren't the center of attention during this week. Venture capitalist Nick Carter, as we mentioned at the top, himself a Bitcoin fan, but apparently not maximalist, stoked the wrath of the laser-eyed masses with one simple tweet on Tuesday announcing his decision to invest in an Ethereum and Solana-friendly wallet-based authentication tool called Dynamic, not Dynamo. I'm going to read his tweet here. Nick Carter says, excited to be backing at dynamic_XYZ. The pain suffered, and this is not part of his tweet, the pain suffered by puritanical Bitcoiners when they learned that Carter also invests in things other than Bitcoin, but perhaps exemplified by a tweet from Mission Bitcoin. That tweet saying, Nick Carter's selling out wasn't on my 2022 Bitcoin bingo card. Carter responded by roasting the roasters. All I ever wanted was Samson's approval. This is Samson Mao. Not something to be proud of, Samson Mao comments on his not purchasing Bitcoin in transaction. I think obviously Nick Carter doesn't give a crap what these people think, but at the same time, it's kind of from the standpoint of like, what, can I invest in other things? He added, I couldn't care less about the Laser Eye crew. I'm not going to read his tweet. You can check it out yourselves. Dan Held, director of that's Dan Held, that guy's name, not that he held something. Director of the growth marketing at Kraken, was among Carter's defenders. I'm going to read this one here. The definition of a Bitcoiner is exemplified by Nick Carter, who has ceaselessly fought to defend Bitcoin against detractors. Trying to cancel him because of an entirely arbitrary purity test is dumb. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for defending the altcoiners, even if Nick Carter is much more of a maximalist. Anyways, $47 million. Crypto exchange CoinFlex last month announced it had frozen withdrawals because of, quote, continued uncertainty involving a counterparty, end quote. This week, CEO Mark Lamb outed said counterparty as one Roger Ver, aka Bitcoin Jesus, a former Bitcoin evangelist who now shills Bitcoin Cash. Because why not? You can check that tweet out yourself. Shortly before Lamb's tweet, Ver dismissed the idea that some rumors, while also alleging CoinFlex was actually in debt to him. And here's his tweet. Lamb called Ver's denial tactics and called on Ver's denial tactics and reconfirmed that yes, Ver definitely owes CoinFlex, not the other way around. Booyah! Blockchain finalized. The SBF, aka Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX CEO, announced in June he was providing a $250 million, that's $250 million credit injection to crypto lender BlockFi, after company announced it was slashing its workforce by roughly 20%, citing a dramatic shift in macroeconomic conditions. Oh, you mean like the market crashed? In an interview with NPR last month, Bankman-Fried said his exchange has a responsibility to bail out all ailing crypto companies in times of crisis. Oh, hey, I've got an ailing crypto company. Can you give me $250,000?
Right, exactly.
True to his word. The BlockFi deal was just finalized. Hey, man, I'll take $500,000. That'd be enough for me. 500,000, no problem. Finance and investing new account at StockTwist memed SBF's as Atlas. And there's that visual. Axios business editing Dan Primack did not love that deal. And he's like $250,000 is high-end price range, as we reported earlier. No word on the low end, which may be, $25 million? Elsewhere, newly surfaced reports revealed that some hedge funds allegedly borrowed hundreds of millions to short on Tether. Not a good idea, in my opinion, but oh well. After the collapse of Terra, they tried to squash Tether. Leon Marshall, head of the institutional sales of Genesis Global Trading, confirmed to a British financial news outlet that his hedge fund had executed short sales worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Why is he trading in dollars if he's British? Tether CEO Paolo Ardoino, he does sound like he's a computer, doesn't he? Because he's an Arduino.
Right.
Responded to the reports in a lengthy thread, writing that short selling was just one dimension in a multi-pronged attack on Tether's credibility that also relies on fear, unrest, and doubt, and troll armies. You're saying that you're really trolling them. Wow, okay, well, if you got the money. Arduino said that Tether has endured many accusations that its USD stablecoin is not backed by one-to-one cash reserves. It is, actually. He stressed that Tether's fully backed by tested reserves and plays ball with regulators, sharing some impressive stats on the numbers of redemptions Tether has handled. And here's some more tweets regarding that. On Wednesday, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, aka the SEC, rejected digital asset manager Grayscale's application for a Bitcoin spot ETF, saying the firm had not done enough. Exactly. Thank you for the wah-wah. Enough to protect investors from fraudulent and manipulative acts and practices. The next day, Grayscale CEO Michael Sonderstein tweeted that his company is suing the agency. F you guys, here's a lawsuit. Finally, blockchain game Axie Infinity is no longer a profitable enterprise. Wah, wah. Oh, wait, is that the kind of thing we should wah, wah for? According to a chart shared by Ryan Salkis, and who founded the crypto market intelligence provider Messari. Look at that. Down it goes. Psst. Gamers have been abandoning the play-to-earn title en masse, that is, in masses. So, fortunately, there'll be a lot of people around to play Total Mayhem when it comes out finally in the third quarter of this year.
What's nice about this is that means that there's less transactions going on the blockchain, which means that the fees.
Well, the fees are way down. Oh, the fees on Ethereum are so far down. In fact, I think the last time I looked at the gas price for Ethereum, it was 9. I don't think I've ever seen it be that low, except before it really got big. I was like, hey, 9, woo, 9, that's a pretty low price.
That was a lot of crypto news.
Yep, and good thing we dropped the Bukele news because it was in Twitter, so I didn't realize it was in there. But yeah, all right. Moving
Awesome.
on to
Cool.
potato.
Let's go to Crypto Potato. This one's written by Jay Zwang. Zwang?
It's all Zwang to me.
Zwang. U.S. and U.K. set to team up regulating cryptocurrencies. Bum. I need sound effects. Come on.
Yeah, we do need.
Her Majesty's Treasury hosted the regulatory, that is right,
Regulatory.
pillar of the U.S.-UK Financial Innovation Partnership with its counterpart, the U.S. Treasury Department on June 29th. Both parties acknowledged the importance of teaming up to support the safe innovation and strengthen regulatory outcomes for digital assets across jurisdiction. According to the joint statement issued, top domestic watchdogs such as the SEC, the CFTC, staff from the Bank of England, and the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, have all participated in such a meeting, chiefly focused on the recent development of stablecoins and CBDCs. The panel has laid a foundation for dialogues as such in the future, the document noted. Since its birth, cryptocurrencies has been made in response to third parties imposed restrictions on borderless transactions, with crypto assets making headlines with a series of fiascos amid a historic market crash. Regulators find it pressing to develop cross-border efforts targeting the industry.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. I mean, I just realized I spent way too much time on that Twitter, so I apologize. That was a lot of news in there. But this is the issue. It's like they're just like, well, we're gonna kick you guys while you're down. We got to get this under control before it gets out of control, like it did over the last 2 years. Especially with Terra, right? I mean, we're talking about stablecoins, right? So SEC and the CFTC and the FCA are just like, we gotta buckle down on these guys now, while they're under the gun. Okay, guys, I hope not.
Let me read this one last little paragraph, and then we'll move on. In addition, the U.S. and U.K. and U.S. authorities have also updated their approaches to CBDCs, the exchanging views on their plans for policy, research, and technology exploration. It did not come as a surprise, as a survey by the Bank of International Settlements indicated that 9 out of 10 central banks are exploring how to launch their own CBDCs. Boom. Now, we've had this conversation multiple times, Jake and I, about CBDCs, and I think we can come to the consensus that CBDCs are not good. They're centralized entities owned by the government, meaning that if you're trying to do any kind of commerce, they're in control of that. They ultimately get to make those decisions for you, even though you feel like you're given the opportunity to make those decisions. It's more of what's the word?
I'm not sure. There's a freedom to having a CBDC because it's all digital, but it's not in your control. Like you say, they always say,
Right.
not your keys, not your money.
It's not a right. It's going to be a privilege
Yeah,
to
right,
have
right.
be able to purchase. Yeah, ain't that crazy, man?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a privilege to just have food. It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, you want money? Yeah. You ask the government. Ask the government. They now control your ass. Moving on to Three Arrows Capital's failures with Decrypt. Kate Irwin writes this article. I'm not going to read all of it. But Three Arrows Capital files for bankruptcy, per this report. Crypto investment firm, these people that we just mentioned earlier, I'm going to read it again. I just told you they filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy on Friday. This is not unexpected. We definitely saw this coming. They managed about $10 million $10 billion in assets, as they did, and they actually have control over Voyager Digital, and that's the reason why they suspended trading and withdrawals as soon as they heard this news. They're just like, oops, yeah, pulling that plug. That really sucks, because it's like, this is where all our money's going, citing unpaid loans, three capitals of $646 million, so just shy, it was about 2/3 of $1 billion. So yeah, they got this notice on Monday. Anyways, so this is what's happened. Let's see if I can read a little bit more about here. It says, firm lost $200 million when Do Kwon's algorithmic stablecoin UST destabilized and plunged in value in May. BitMEX, FTX, and Deribit have since liquidated three AC's positions. So it's a short little bit of news here, but yeah, frankly, all these people. And I think another point here to me makes the company was founded in 2012, so it's been a decade. I mean, that was the early days of Bitcoin. And
Yeah, Three Arrows Capital has definitely been around. They just made some really bad choices, and that's what happens. Just when you're trying to get ahead of all these other big corporations, like, okay, finally, this is our opportunity to just do it. Let's jump into this. And of course, UST was a flop.
overextended themselves, so it sucks. All right,
Just like a
so
lot of other companies.
high volatility causes a risk.
All right, this one's written by Jay Zwang again from CryptoPotato. High volatility causes risk to crypto-backed mortgages, Citigroup. Wall Street giant Citigroup released a new report on crypto-backed mortgages as an alternative for financing properties. The document laid out the benefits of such a financial innovation and the potential risk rooted in a high volatility of asset prices. Titled Home of the Future PropTech Towards a Frictionless Housing Market. The report also dived into the future of digital real estate and encapsulated by the metaverse-oriented project The Sandbox. According to Citigroup, crypto-backed mortgages represents an opportunity that simplifies the time-consuming process that requires borrowers to provide documents such as tax returns and bank statements to secure a loan. Let's scroll on down here to digital real estate. In addition to purchasing physical properties through crypto loans, the report commented on the potential ahead of digital real estate in the metaverse. The investment bank giant in particular views the Sandbox as an opportunity for monetizing virtual real estate, as the project has witnessed exponential growth in the past year. Quote, average land prices exploded from $100 a land in January 2021 to $15,000 a land by December. From November 2021 to January 2022, an average of 8,000 land transactions occurred per month at $13,000 a land, with individual lands trading as high as $200,000. Now, Jake, you actually have experiencing purchasing land. I'm not sure if you sold land, not this particular land here, but not on the Sandbox, but you have used another platform.
Yep.
That you're very familiar with. If you want to just talk about your experiences of how that's changed over time.
There's a really distinct. I won't go into huge amount of detail with this, but let me. There's a very big difference between the game that I play, which is Upland, and Sandbox. The problem with Sandbox is there was no restriction on how much you could pay for land, and there's no noob level, so people would just buy land. The same thing happened in what's the name of the other one? Decentraland. The exact same thing happened. In fact, the same thing happened in Metro Mega Cryptopolis. As soon as people get in there, and people with thousands of Ethereum in their account just went in and just paid whatever they wanted, bought it all up, and there was nothing left for the little guy. Now that's the thing that I still claim that I like best about Upland is Upland still lets the little guy jump into the game without having to face a market that has already outpaced that person. So they give you free of just enough to buy one piece of property in the very beginning, depending upon where the property starts up at, and then you can get into the game a little more easily. It's not going to be fast. It's not going to be easy, but at least you can get in. Whereas the same problem, the problem that happened here with the Sandbox is that as they say, $100 a land. So that's not too bad, but it went up too fast. So.
And once again, this game is called Downland?
Upland.
Upland. All right, cool.
Yeah. So Upland, it's a fun game. I'm not saying it's super exciting. It's not. It's just trading real estate, but it actually gives you a fighting chance. So. Oh, but per the way that John learned, if you guys ever decide to play Upland, don't go anywhere. Just stay in the town that's closest to you. Because traveling across the country when you don't have any money is expensive.
So. All right, let's move over to Voyager.
Yeah. Next article is for Voyager. Digital halts trading, as we said earlier, and withdraws after Three Arrows Capital default. This is from Andrew Hayward on Decrypt. Voyager Digital today announced that it had suspended withdrawals deposits on its trading platform. The firm issued a default notice to hedge fund 3AC. Saying that basically it was worth $2/3 of $1 billion in crypto. Yeah, a lot of people over-leveraged themselves, as we said earlier. Crypto trading platform Voyager Digital announced today that it temporarily halted all withdrawals, deposits, and trading due to current market conditions. Kind of feels like Celsius. No, anyways. Crypto trading platform. Oh, no, I read that. Earlier this week, the Voyager Digital issued a default notice to Three Arrows, the crypto hedge fund whose apparent recent demise sent shockwaves because it's been around for a decade, right? Why would they go under? Because they're idiots. All right, I shouldn't blame them for everything. I'm not, dealing with $10 billion worth of assets.
Everybody was greedy at the top, man.
Yes.
Everybody was.
Oh, yes. But in the last 2 years, it's been crazy because the U.S. government gave away $3.5 trillion to its people. Where do you think all that money went? Into the market. It was a tremendously difficult decision, but we believe it is the right one given the current market conditions. This decision gives us additional time to continue exploring strategic alternatives. This is all corporate speak for we screwed up and we're trying to figure out what to do. So this is kind of a reiteration. I just want to read the more specific things. 3AC, led by Zhu and Kyle Davies, had risen to prominence amid the crypto bull market the last 2 years, which we just spoke about. However, the recent implosion of Terra Luna, or UST stablecoin, apparently dealt a significant blow to the fund and others lenders like BitMEX, Finblocks, and Deribit. These measures minimized the losses and recouped the debts because, didn't Crypto.com put their name on a sporting arena for $700 million?
Mm-hmm.
Do they still have $700 million? Or did they just spend a lot of money of some investor to, oh great, that $1 billion I donated to crypto is now most of it's gone to putting the name. I hope I can make that back in the next 10 years. We'll see. It's a little bold.
All right. Last news of the day, written by Jordan Lionchev, once again on CryptoPotato. And this is Celsius lays off 150 employees as crypto winter deepens. Report. According to a recent report, Celsius Network has fired about a quarter of its employees. This comes just after days the company issued a statement reassuring once again that it's working around the clock to resume withdrawals and fix its liquidity issues. Citing a note that it has obtained over the weekend, the Israeli media outlet Calculus reported the news that the crypto lender laid off around 150 of its employees amid its ongoing struggles. The company's LinkedIn page currently says it has 651 staff members, meaning that the fired ones represent approximately 1/4. Just a few days ago, Celsius published a statement indicating that they are focused on working as quickly as we can to stabilize liquidity and operations. As with previous messages, the firm didn't reveal any specific steps it had taken to resolve its issues. The blog post reads, quote, "We continue to take important steps to preserve and protect assets and explore options available to us. The option includes pursuing strategic transactions as well as the restructuring of our liabilities, among other avenues." End quote. Once more, Celsius asked its community for more time as these exhaustive explorations are complex and takes time. Celsius halted withdrawals among all other network services in the middle of June and has yet to restart them. Since then, the company has hired restructuring lawyers, paused AMAs and Twitter Spaces, and reports emerged that the CEO Alex Mashinsky tried to flee the U.S. but was stopped by local authorities. Yet the team denied these rumors. While existing investors reportedly refuted to bail out the company, Goldman Sachs is purportedly trying to raise $2 billion to buy Celsius's crypto assets at a discount. Nexo also offered to purchase them. At the same time, the cryptocurrency winter continues with multiple companies laying off employees and hedge fund 3ACs filing for bankruptcy. Man, so it's not only Celsius, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. There is a lot of FUD going on right now with crypto winter. So, yeah.
Great time to buy GPUs and ASICs. In fact, that was, I think, Tosk. Oh, no, Vosk, VOSK, Vosk coin on YouTube. It said, it's the best time to buy Bitcoin ASIC miners. They're so cheap. Yeah, nice. The fallout. I've noticed this, too. There's a guy in nearby where my office is who's selling 130 3090 cards right now.
Wow.
130. He's selling them for over $1,000 a piece. So he's selling $130,000 worth of cards. So $1,000 a piece is a lot less than he paid for them, I'm sure.
Yeah, but how much do they normally go for? Is that a
Well,
reasonable price? I'm not sure. I haven't looked into the market.
In November they were going for anywhere from $2,700 to $3,600 a piece.
Wow. Wow,
So
wow,
he
wow.
probably
That's
spent
crazy.
about $500,000 getting all that hardware together, unless he already had it, which he couldn't
Wow.
have because it's only been around for a year. So that's a lot of hardware to sell for almost nothing. But I mean, he's probably just trying to get out of get something out of what he put into it. That's
And he mines, or what does he do?
he's yeah, he was a miner, 130 of those cards.
Oh.
So
Oh, wow.
yeah, and I was looking at it going, I don't have 140K or 130K, but I would absolutely buy it. I would absolutely buy it if I had that kind of cash. So
Wow, that's crazy.
in any case, let's. I just wanted to bring up this one more time here and say that thanks for listening, everybody. We're trying to stick to our half hour, but we're just not getting always there. But if you appreciate the show, please leave us a like on YouTube or however you can say that you appreciate the content for whatever platform you're watching. Odyssey does have a liking button as well as YouTube. And I don't know how Anchor works. I don't remember liking. I think I've liked in the past. You can like on Anchor, right?
Hmm.
So if you appreciate it, we appreciate you letting the host of our content know that you appreciate our content. And if you'd like to help us out, we would also appreciate that you could do that through any of the donation methodologies or to buy one of our t-shirts. We greatly appreciate that. We're going to be putting more t-shirts up, funny t-shirts, interesting t-shirts that have to do with crypto. So as we always say at the end of every show that we do, stack sats
Thanks, that's
and hodl.
Huddle.
Adios.
Adios.